Here's Chandler Catanzaro ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Heinz Field. That's fielded in the end zone. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning, man.
James Conner, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fine.
Like that, I can't help it.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Show that bench release and go.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. This is caught by Antonio Brown. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a...
And look here, it's an opening drive fake. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. They go play action here on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. A first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. From the gun, here's Newton. Dancing to his left. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And how about this? It's complete. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Thomas, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. Graham Gano on for the extra point. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Cat and zero out now as he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the Steelers set to take the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. The former LSU Tiger Dante Jackson on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Funches with a catch over the middle. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Now a play fake here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball. Ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Newton on 2nd down. Airing it out deep for Smith. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Newton now to throw. Steps away to his left. And he gets it to Funches complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Newton finding Funches for the Panther first down. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. being chased out left. And his throw is incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now the former Oregon man, this is Kenyon Barner. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They snap it to Newton. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop.
Well, while we have a second here, how about we get bold and make a couple Super Bowl predictions?
Hey, why not? Let's go ahead and put ourselves on the spot.
Just more fodder for the angry people. What do you think? Who's going to win it? Who's going to be the MVP?
Well, my prediction for this one is the New England Patriots win the football game. They win it 32-30. The MVP, the McCourty twins, Jason and Devin. They both get 2 interceptions apiece, and instead of splitting the trophy, they wrestle for it right there on the 50-yard line post-game, because you know sibling rivalries, one always wants the upper hand.
Okay, that's bold. I'll go Rams on a Greg Zuerlein 44-yarder from the right hash as time expires.
44, that's nothing for him.
MVP Todd Gurley, 2 touchdowns, 1 catching, 1 rushing.
I like it. You don't like the McCourty thing, though.
No, I do like that. If that happens, you're Nostradamus.
There you go.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss. Throwing on third down, Newton sliding out of the pocket. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. T.J. Watt with a big-time sack on third down, and it'll be a loss of 7. And now Newton not liking the play call. He's going to take a timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. So on fourth down, kicking it, Antonio Brown. With it is Brown. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Two minutes remain here in the 1st half. Back to Heinz Field after this. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the 2nd half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions.
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, you had the punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The quarterback run good for 10 that time, but it does lead to a 3rd down. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Stephon Tuitt came out at Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wondered, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
They are going to go for it. It's Newton trying to lay one up deep. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position.
Show that bench release and go.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. 2nd half action underway. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the 2nd half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cody Sensabaugh. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a 2nd half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. To the right side, incomplete to Washington. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked off by Captain Mutterland. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on to. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward able to drop him for a loss of 4. To throw on second down is Newton. Forced out to his left. The 20. Quick slant caught by Moore. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. A shotgun snap for Newton. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. DJ Moore from 6 yards away. And thanks to the interception, the Panthers offense cashes in with 6. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, with that incompletion, let's look back, Charles, to the NFC title game. We had 2 excellent conference championship games, but on the NFC side, the Rams winning in overtime thanks to Greg Zuerlein. He had 2 huge kicks, but that was really overshadowed because afterwards, obviously, everyone talking about the no call.
Yeah, and we should be talking about Legatron. A 48-yarder to get them to overtime. The 57-yarder to win it in overtime. He should be the guy who should be exalted right now, but you're exactly right. Nickell Robey-Coleman's hit on Tommy Lee Lewis in regulation, when I saw it live, thought it was a bang-bang play. Turned out, it was definitely a missed call. Plus, they missed helmet-to-helmet contact on it as well. So if you're a Saints fan, you are very unexcited about the Rams advancing to the Super Bowl, but I still don't want pass interference to become a reviewable call. The game flow is paramount to me. Let's not slow it down any more than it already is.
Yeah, it could be a slippery slope, then you start doing it with everything, right?
Next thing you know, we'll be reviewing holding. And by the way, you can probably call holding just about every play in the NFL.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He spins free, and now running right through it. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Double, double. Set. Black 80.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 63 yards receiving for him now. And that last catch good enough for a first down. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10.
Set. Blue 30.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 20 yards on both of those plays back-to-back there. They are moving now. It's another first down. Now Roethlisberger on first down. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. It's a loss of 2. Now third down. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try to pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And Boswell's kick is good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out.
And got his man complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They give him a gain of 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Newton now to throw. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Now a first down throw for Newton. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 more yards there and another first down. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus,
and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Devin Funchess from 13 yards out. And the Panthers add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position.
Somebody call for the queen.